Welcome to Dish and Nutrition Podcast, where we dish on trending nutrition topics, all the while making it easy and fun to understand. I'm your host, Sarah Williams.
And I'm your co-host, Emma Boland. And I'm back. Thank gosh. It's been a minute.
Happy 20th Happy 20th episode.
Oh my gosh.
20th episode. That's not a lot to many podcasters, but that's a lot in my book.
It's a lot to Sarah because she edits all of them.
20 episodes. That's a lot. I'm going to add in some, I don't know how, but I'm going to figure out how to add in some explosions right here. Yeah, okay. And happy No More Fall Break.
Yay.
No more fall break. Emma's back. No more fall break. We're back, baby.
We're so back.
We're so back. Well, I'm just so happy to be back. I spent some time in Tennessee with some loved ones. It was great. Totally forgot about fall weather. Texas here, it's still 80, 90 degrees.
Never.
It's currently 40 miles per hour.
Gosh, you're gonna...
Chief
My
meteorologist
waist is blowing away.
But today, are you excited about today's message podcast? Today,
it's speaking to me.
It's speaking to you. And today we're going to be exploring a vital yet overlooked topic, the connection between nutrition and women's fertility.
Yay.
For those that are considering pregnancy, or you just want a better understanding on how food influences your reproductive health, this episode is for you. From essential nutrients to dietary consideration, we're going to talk about kind of what the science says about ways nutrition can impact fertility and support that hormonal health. I feel like if you Google pre-pregnancy prep, we see all the pregnancy recommendations. We don't talk about the pre-pregnancy prep. All it kind of says is that prenatal vitamin, and then you call it a day. But, you know, your body is about to embark on like one of the most beautiful but most challenging periods that you'll ever experience. So fueling and nourishing that body before the pregnancy is going to benefit that mom and the eventual baby to come. So let's dive in and let's paint a picture. So let's say you and your partner are getting ready to start trying for a baby. And I do want to give a disclaimer and say this is all hypothetical, and in a perfect world, I realize everybody's situation are going to be very different. Can we just bear with me for podcast's sake? In a perfect world, you and your partner are ready for this phase of life. You're ready to leap into this next phase of life. You're settled. You're financially stable. You guys sit down and you go, let's start trying for a baby. Okay, cool. We were in phase A. Now it's ready for next phase B. Baby B. All right, so let's get into this. You go, what do I do for my body? Because clearly phase A, you didn't have to think about that. You did not have to think about what was going to be growing and housed in your body. You only had to think about yourself. So when you're in this phase of getting ready to start trying for a baby, I feel like it wasn't talked about. We talk about pregnancy, but not a lot about the pre-pregnancy preparation.
Like, you don't do a marathon without training. So why would you have a baby without prepping your body?
That's
in a
such
sense.
a good point. Yeah. And
and honestly, I hopefully will give birth soon.
Yeah.
Lord, hello. But you've been pregnant. I feel like what's more strenuous on your body, growing a baby or running a marathon?
True. I mean, I've not run a marathon.
Yeah, that's true. But
I'm not in my 30s yet.
True.
But apparently I've heard the phenomenon that when you're in your 30s, you just feel this urge to run a marathon. I doubt that will happen to me. But I will say the pregnancy was the most challenging thing that my body's ever gone through. And I will say I did have the advantage of my husband and I planned it. We talked about it. She was prayed for. We talked about it and very much planned A, B, and C. So I went to my doctor. I said, hey, we are ready to go into this next phase of life. What should I do? So I got off birth control. I did all the ovulation strips. I got familiar with my body. She talked about nutrition and what I should be doing for my body, starting an exercise plan and everything. It's basically caring for your body. It's like getting your house ready for a guest, honestly. What do you do when you know someone very important is coming to your house? you get it ready.
Yeah.
You get it nice and
You
clean
clean the
and tidy.
sheets.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You get it to its tip-top shape. You have to get it to its pristine condition. Like, if you care about this person that's coming into this world, you want to get it into this tip-top shape. And that includes your body as well. And that's why, if you have the ability to do so, you want to plan accordingly. If that is, you know, if you're planning.
Within the cards.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Within
yeah.
the cards, I should say. Of course, you know, surprises happen. And this, honestly, if you are of childbearing ability, and it would behoove you to, that's why I do say always adhere to a well-balanced diet, because obviously if you are of childbearing capabilities, you just never know.
Yeah.
All right, diving into the first chapter, if I might say, the essential nutrients for fertility. I want to give a very big disclaimer. I know fertility is a very touchy topic for a lot of women and couples. I just want to give the disclaimer that the recommendations that I'm going to give in this episode is not intended to diagnose nor treat infertility. If you are experiencing infertility issues, please adhere to your personal doctor's or dietitian's recommendations. So, let's dive into the key nutrients that play a vital role into supporting women's fertility. Folate.
Oh, yeah.
Vitamin B9. We all knew I was going to dive into this bad boy very first.
I hear folate all the time.
Folate and its cousin, folic acid, are vital for developing a healthy baby because it prevents neural tube defects. And since the neural tube develops within the first 28 days of pregnancy, before people even know they are pregnant, that little teeny tiny neural tube is being developed. It is recommended for all people capable of becoming pregnant. They should consume folate or folic acid. So, folate prevents certain heart abnormalities, cleft palate, and cleft lip. So
That's not the spina bifida one, is it?
yes, it is.
Because we were walking, side note, we were walking in... Hello to everybody. My husband and I have been trying. Anyways, I told Sarah that. And you were like, you really need to take a prenatal. You need to take folate because that is how you prevent spina bifida. And I was like, oh,
I'm very
okay. So it's
passionate
not
about
just
it.
like a scam. Like prenatals are a thing.
Yes, they're very important. If you are on a child conceiving journey, you should be taking a prenatal.
But then also like it can be in food too, which is
yes,
cool.
it is in food, but I always like to, if you are trying for a baby, prenatals, I just like to make sure there are new nutritional gaps.
Yeah.
Just cover all
up.
bases.
Yeah.
Yes, double up. Just because that neural tube is just so important. And it lowers the risk of developing anemia, miscarriage, preterm delivery, and low birth weight.
Miscarriage?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Lowers the risk of it.
Dang.
So the recommended daily amount of folate/folic acid for adults is about 400 micrograms. But women who are planning pregnancy or who could become pregnant are advised to consume about 400 to 1,000 micrograms of folate to folic acid. So I know there's a controversy / confusion about the difference between folate and folic acid. Do you know the difference?
No, I don't. I don't hear both all the time.
Yeah. So I actually was kind of confused, especially when I was being pregnant. When I was pregnant, I was like, I was a dietitian, or I am a dietitian, and I was like, what do I take? I don't know. So let's break it down just a little bit. So folate and folic acid are both forms of essential vitamin B9, but folic acid is a synthetic version of folate. So folic acid is not naturally found in nature or in our body. It was introduced to our diet through fortified foods in the mandatory folic acid fortification of grain products in 1998, which people are going to be like, it's not natural. But do you know how wonderful science is that this was brought into our food and lowered the neural tube defects? It is a wonderful thing. It lowered the rates of spina bifida. It lowered the rates of...
Epidural's not natural, but like we still do it.
Thank God for my epidural.
Yeah,
like I didn't have to feel that. And if you went on a journey that you did not have epidural, that's wonderful for you and your journey. I, however, did not have to feel the ring of fire. And I thank God every day for it. But it is a wonderful thing that was enacted in 1998. So, but folate is found in leafy vegetables, eggs, beans, peas, nuts, oranges, lemons, bananas, melons, and strawberries. But folic acid is found in your prenatals and in many fortified foods such as cereals and pastas. How many months does it take for the folate or folic acid to be in your system for it to like take effect? Research shows it could take up to 3 months of supplementation to reach optimal folate levels to support pregnancy. So that's why it's really important to be aware of your folic acid consumption, even if pregnancy is not on your radar, but if you are of pregnancy capability. So that's kind of why I'm saying like a balanced diet is so incredibly important if you are of pregnancy capability and you are a sexually active person, is what I'm saying. So a diet lacking foods rich in folate or folic acid or failing to consistently take a prenatal alongside a poor diet can lead to that folate deficiency and can cause that neural tube defect, which can cause spina bifida.
And you can carry that like through your pregnancy too, right? Like you can carry the supplement or like addition of folate.
Yes, you want to take it all throughout your pregnancy. Yeah. All right, now that we covered folate and folic acid, let's switch gears to another essential nutrient, and that is going to be an omega-3 fatty acids. Ooh. So omega-3s, particularly EPA and DHA, are vital for hormone production, reducing inflammation, and improving blood flow to the uterus.
I did not know that.
Yes. So
inflammation too?
Oh, yes. So omega-3s are fantastic for inflammation.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Do you take those little fish oil capsules?
Yeah, I do.
Amazing.
Really?
Yeah. Fantastic.
So then avocados?
Yes.
Okay, slay. Wait, no?
Yes, those are omega-3s. However, I'm talking about EPA and DHA, which are found in cold water fish.
Oh, so like salmon.
Yes. So EPA and DHA, our bodies don't produce enough of EPA and DHA and other omega-3 fatty acids on their own. So we have to ingest these essential fatty acids through foods high in omega-3s, or we can get them from supplements. EPA and DHA are typically found in cold water fish or fish oil, which you can get through supplements.
Ugh, it smells so bad.
They smell so bad. But do you remember
it's so good for you,
where you can put them in the freezer?
No.
You can put them in the freezer.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, so you can put your fish oil supplements in the freezer, and it kind of mitigates that
then my ice cream's going to taste like fish oil.
Just put them in the back.
Just kidding.
So you can put them in the freezer, and it kind of
that.
helps that fishiness.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say it goes all the way.
Yeah, it's fine,
but it does help a little bit.
Yeah,
I just wish they weren't so big.
Yeah, they are so big.
They're huge. I'm not gonna lie. So they're also found in salmon, sardines, anchovies, trout, and light canned tuna. I'm not gonna lie to you. Once you get pregnant, you could be amazing and have no sickness. But if you're eating anchovies and light canned tuna...
Oh my gosh. I don't eat that normally.
You are of the elite women. And you are giving birth to like an Olympic...
Yeah, honestly.
Olympian. But I, for one, only lived off of McDonald's, French fries, and Sonic corn dogs. But if you are able to have anchovies and trout and light canned tuna and getting your EPA and DHA... You're amazing.
Is it any cold water fish or is it just like those specifically?
It's found in, yeah.
Like I wonder if like scallops and like...
No, it's found in these cold water fish.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I love scallops.
Well, it's not recommended to have scallops during pregnancy.
Well, good thing I'm not pregnant yet because I had scallops the other night.
Hey, you enjoy your scallops right up
Wait,
until...
really?
Well, yeah, because you eat them raw, don't you?
I cook mine.
Oh, well then enjoy your scallops.
Okay, slay.
Or am I thinking of something completely different?
I think something else.
Maybe I am.
Maybe
I don't eat scallops that often, to be completely transparent with you.
I love scallops.
Really?
Yeah, I cook them. You pan sear them.
Oh, as long
it's
as
like
they're
shrimp.
meeting
Is shrimp?
Yeah, you can have shrimp.
Well, is that a omega fatty acid?
Oh, no. Sorry.
Oh, dang it.
Sorry. They're cold water fish.
But what about oh, that's where like tuna, because mercury.
Correct. So while fish is a healthy addition to your diet, I have this disclaimer too. Be mindful of its potential mercury content.
I didn't even know.
The U.S. Food and Drug Administration recommends limiting your fish intake to 2 servings per week to prevent mercury buildup in your body. So luckily, fish oil supplements don't contain any mercury, so you can take them daily worry-free.
Gotcha.
Mercury is going to be more in like predatory fish, like mackerel and things like that. So tuna and salmon, things like that, not so much, but you still want to like not have it like every day of your week.
Sushi every day.
Hey, I'm not above that.
I know.
But not
but
mackerel
you're not
or swordfish or things like that. You don't want to have mercury poisoning.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so what is DHA and EPA? DHA and EPA. So EPA, its primary function is to produce eicosanoids, which are chemicals that combat inflammation. EPA can be converted into DHA within the liver. So consuming EPA has been shown to maintain the brain's gray matter and cognition. So your brain's gray matter allows you to control your movement, memory, and emotions. It offers more significant mood benefits. So if you're struggling with low mood, lifting your EPA levels may be able to help. So don't mind me. I'm going to bathe in salmon. I'm just kidding.
H2O. Have you seen that movie?
No.
I mean the TV show. You never saw
H2O?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cleo. They ate salmon all the time.
Because they were fish.
Well, they were mermaids. So you haven't seen it.
Wouldn't that be... No, I did.
Aquamarine then. Fine.
I saw Aquamarine. Wouldn't that be... Well, if they're half fish, wouldn't that be... What's that called? Cannibalism?
Oh, yeah. Any mermaids come forward. But I don't know what then seaweed? Anyways. Okay. Anyways, sorry. So
consuming EPA has also been shown to fortify your defense against pathogen. So EPA has been shown to be better than DHA at enhancing your balance of pro-inflammatory and anti-inflammatory proteins in the body. And then consuming DHA plays a notable role in brain and eye health, and it supports babies' growth and development during pregnancy and early childhood.
That's cool.
So good for the baby and for you. Consuming DHA has also been shown to support blood pressure regulation. Very important.
That's why Turner takes it.
Yeah, very good, especially during pregnancy too. And then supporting brain health, and then supporting a healthy brain and eye development in babies, and then reducing birth risks. So which is better to have more of, EPA or DHA?
Both.
How did you know?
Is it really?
Yeah, you want both.
They're equal.
Focusing on optimizing either EPA or DHA intake can be beneficial in their own right, but when paired together, getting a sufficient amounts of both may set you up for even better health outcomes. We already live in a hard world. We don't need to be measuring, am I getting enough EPA and DHA? If you're getting omega-3 fatty acids, I'm just happy. Like, just eat your cold water fish and I'm just happy. Like
cold water fish. Like, that's my classification now.
Can I get some cold water fish, please? Shaken, not stirred.
I'm with child.
But make sure it's cooked to a minimum of 145
Do you want
degrees.
Your salmon medium rare?
We went okay.
Oh my gosh!
I forgot about this.
And remember, everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, you're getting it well done." I'm like, "Yeah."
Okay,
I've never been asked that in my life.
Pushed that to the backs of my brain.
I can't believe that.
So we went out for my birthday. And we go to this restaurant. I have never encountered this. You have a family with a long history of working in restaurants, owning restaurants, and you have never experienced this.
In my life. I was taken back.
What is it? The special of the day was salmon, and he asked her how she wanted the salmon cooked. Is that normal? Please leave a comment if you have ever experienced how you want your salmon cooked. I was under the assumption it had to be cooked to a minimum of 145 degrees.
Yeah, which was like technically medium well. But then I was literally so taken back. I was like, my salmon? Question mark? Like, not trying to be rude, but I was so confused. And he was like, yeah, we usually recommend medium rare. So then everybody else at the table did medium rare. Like,
but it was not. It was rare at
I'm
best.
like, bro.
It was a sushi roll for them,
Like,
honestly. Which I'm not above having a sushi
No, I love
roll.
sushi,
I
but
love
like
sushi,
a
but it was
7-ounce salmon fillet, bro. What?
I think I saw it moving a little bit.
Like
to
I
be
saw
completely-
worms in it.
Ew.
Gross. I forgot about that. That's hilarious.
I had moved that to the backs of my
so
mind.
if you're a child, maybe eat your cold water fish.
I'm just saying, maybe specify that you want your fish cooked all the way
I want
through.
it well freaking done.
Well done.
Anyways,
Another essential nutrient that is vital for women's pregnancy and optimal health is vitamin D3.
milk.
Nope.
Oh,
Just
wait.
vitamin D3.
Oh wait, milk is vitamin D.
So vitamin D3 and vitamin D are just kind of synonymous. The 3 is just like part of its structure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So vitamin D influences estrogen and progesterone levels that impact menstrual regularity, menopause, fertility, and pregnancy. So it's actually very important.
Yeah. Is that not milk?
So vitamin D is in milk.
Okay.
And vitamin D acts as a hormone and plays a role in regulating the menstrual cycle, which,
Oh wow.
yeah, so super, super important in terms of fertility. So
Why are we not taught this in health class? That's crazy.
I could get on a soapbox about that. But low vitamin D levels have been associated with infertility. So ensuring that you get enough sunlight and dietary sources like salmon, fortified milk, and egg yolks can be beneficial.
Egg yolks.
Yolks.
I
There's
say
an L.
yolks.
There's a
I know.
y-
I'm
there's an
from.
L.
I don't know. It's a Georgia thing.
Yolks.
I say yolks and egg yolk. It's spelled yolk. Wait. So eating the yellow part?
Mm-hmm. Very,
So like hard boiled eggs?
fantastic.
That's it.
Getting the full, I mean, you can eat the full egg.
No, I know, but I'm saying is vitamin D in other areas?
Yeah, it's going to be in full fat products.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Like cream
so
cheese.
like yogurt, cream cheese. Yeah. Just
Slay.
make sure you're not getting like low fat products.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So like if you're preparing for a baby, now is not the time to get like low fat
To be
things.
me with my skim milk.
I would recommend. So actually, we're going to talk about this fertility diet that was produced by some Harvard professors in the 2000s. And it actually recommends choosing full fat products because of the importance of vitamin D levels. But yeah, getting vitamin D and, salmon, again, with the salmon, cold water fish, multiple benefits to that thing.
That's awesome.
And according to a 2014 research study, women with a higher serum vitamin D levels demonstrate higher embryo quality and pregnancy rate compared with women with lower serum levels. Because of this, testing serum vitamin D levels and taking a vitamin D3 supplement may help support fertility. But always be aware of toxicity levels and always talk to your doctor and make them aware of integrating new vitamins into your regimen.
Side note, they also say vitamin D is like so important for your mental health or something.
Fantastic for your mental health.
Yeah, I read this book about Alaska and about how since there's no sunlight there,
1,000%.
they will literally give you free vitamin D supplements.
It is 1,000% linked to mental health. When I lived in South Dakota, I had to take a vitamin D supplement because it's winter for like 10 months there.
And like it's just sun. Yeah, interesting.
I would if you do end up going to Alaska, I would also recommend looking into. It's called like a happy light, and it's
like
just
red light.
No, it's like this little light, and it's
like it mimics the sun.
It mimics the sun. And
nice.
You can do it like while you're getting ready, and it just has the I can't remember.
Like tricks your brain basically.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure,
tricks
in a
your brain.
way.
I would do vitamin D light. I would do a lot of things. To get the vitamin D.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, especially during those months where you don't see the sun.
At
least in South Dakota, I saw the sun. It just was too cold to go outside. Like Anchorage, you don't see the sun.
No, I know. The book was like, yeah, you can go to your local clinic and they'll give you free vitamin D supplements. That's
I would
like how dire it is.
get your serum. Like I would get your blood drawn.
That's
to
so
stay
crazy.
on top of it. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's such an important vitamin, and I don't think it's checked enough. I mean, I can't remember the statistic, and I think we talked about it in a previous episode. I want to say it's like 50 to 80%. It's a large percentage of Americans that are deficient in vitamin D.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But you can get it from the sun.
Yes, 1,000%.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like if you're pregnant, it's good to, again, like double up.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right. But talking about what I just mentioned about the fertility diet. The fertility diet, so it's a book based on this study that was published by Harvard professors in the late 2000s that primarily explains data from the Nurses' Health Study, which was a prospective cohort study on the impact of food intake and, to a lesser degree, other lifestyle variables on infertility due to ovulatory dysfunction, which is a condition that occurs when a woman doesn't release an egg each month or does it like irregularly.
So your ovulation is irregular in a sense? Okay.
Yeah. So just to give a little vocabulary term out there, this is what the conditions were under for this study, just to give the conditions, not just for very specific. So the fertility diet outlines 10 key diet and exercise changes women can make to increase their chances of ovulation under this ovulatory dysfunction. And again, this is early 2000s, so take it with a grain of salt. I just did want to touch on it because if you look up fertility diet things while you're planning your pre-pregnancy lifestyle, this is probably going to come up. So the number one thing is avoiding trans fats, which is pretty easy nowadays because the FDA outlawed it in 2018. So we are not consuming trans fats anymore. We're done. We're good.
Easy.
No more
Check.
trans fats. All right. So using more unsaturated oils such as olive oil or avocado oils.
Okay.
Easy peasy. Eating more plant-based proteins such as beans and nuts and less animals. Not necessarily completely excluding it or eliminating it, just lessening it. More beans and nuts, less.
Just be mindful. Yeah.
Yeah. Choosing more whole grains and choosing more higher fiber options.
Everything that you've literally preached on for like
what
ever.
What does this sound like?
It's just like all full circle.
What does this sound like? The Mediterranean diet.
Yeah.
The Mediterranean diet. I will say the only big difference is this next one, consuming milk fat every day. And that just kind of honing in on that vitamin D3. And because you can really emphasize the vitamin D3 and you get a lot of it from those milk fats.
Yeah. Huh.
And then taking a multi and prenatal vitamin with folic acid. Again, just really emphasizing the importance of that neural tube. And then getting iron from fruits, vegetables, beans, and less from red meat. Again, just kind of veering away from animal meats and focusing more on plant-based. Again, not completely eliminating. Drinking water most of the time, not having a lot of alcoholic drinks. Again, I think more so just from you're planning to be pregnant and not wanting to have alcohol to the child, more so not from, and you're wanting to hydrate your body. Starting a daily exercise plan, whether that be walking, yoga, Pilates, cardio, running, whatever exercise plan you're going to adhere to, whatever it looks like, and whatever it makes you happy. It doesn't say anything regarding high intensity, low intensity. It just says starting a daily exercise plan.
Moving your body.
Yeah, literally just moving your body. This one I don't love. Aiming for a healthy weight. And the only reason I say I don't love it is because healthy weight is such like a wide variety of things. And like,
I guess in like the study I could see like if you were
this
not
is early
eating
2000,
healthy,
so this is early 2000 and there was such a wider stigma around everything, and like we have a lot more resources nowadays, and there are risks associated with different things regarding that. But in this study it says aiming for a healthy weight.
I know that's such a hard.
No, I know.
I mean, that in a box.
To put it in a box, I would. There are higher risks associated with starting at a higher weight. For again, it would have to go with personal statistics, and familial history. But there are higher risks associated with that pregnancy than if someone was at a lower weight. Just like if someone was at an underweight, like, there are very high risks associated with that pregnancy too.
So it's either or.
Yeah. So, I mean, they go hand in hand, you know?
Yeah, it makes sense. You're right.
So healthy weight can go either way. Again, early 2000s.
Yeah, healthy weight. That's good.
Yeah. But what does the research say specifically about the fertility diet? All right, so this is going to be from foodinsight.org. So the Nurses' Health Study, this is, again, just a reminder, published by a team from the Harvard researchers in 2007, found that women with ovulatory infertility who followed the prescribed eating pattern that I just described outlined for the fertility diet had a 66% lower risk. Yeah, 66 risk of ovulatory infertility and had a 27% reduced risk of infertility from other causes than women who didn't follow the diet closely.
Interesting.
Which I feel like, I
66?
Feel like,
That's like a decent amount.
I
6 out of 10 people?
66.
Well, 6.6. So like almost 7 out of 10.
Yeah. I don't hate that.
6.5 people.
Moreover, a recent narrative review summarizing current scientific evidence, like more like recent instead of like 2007, between dietary intake and fertility concurs that diets high in unsaturated fats, whole grains, veggies, and fish, kind of like what's being stated here, have been associated with improved fertility in both men and women. While current evidence of the role of consuming dairy, alcohol, and caffeine is inconsistent, high consumptions of saturated fats and sugar have been associated with poorer fertility outcomes in women and men.
Ooh. High sugars. That's me.
It doesn't mean you're going to like struggle with fertility, but there's just been
that extra.
Yeah. I do want to say some limitations of this study. The Nurses' Health Study is a prospective cohort study. So in a prospective cohort study, subjects are identified based on exposure status prior to the development of the disease or condition of interest, and the outcome is measured over time. So the prospective studies cannot determine a causal relationship between the exposure and a health outcome. So while it may seem like a unique dietary approach at first, the fertility diet recommendations are pretty similar to like the dietary guidelines of Americans and the Mediterranean diet. In other words, basically a healthy and balanced diet and a regular physical activity in general may, improve your overall well-being, which can increase one's chance of ovulating, thereby increasing the chance of pregnancy. However, it's important to remember that the diet was based on the results of a prospective cohort study, which does not prove cause and effect. And additionally, I cannot overstate the nuance. This diet is specifically meant to address ovulatory dysfunction, and there are many, 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 many reasons why people struggle to conceive, and I will always hold space for those people. Again, that is not a light discussion, and I'm not like taking that lightly for this podcast episode. This was just something to educate on, and I thought it was a fun podcast topic.
No, it is very helpful. I mean, this isn't taught in school, like we said earlier.
And again, a Google thing is just going to be like prenatal.
Yeah.
And again, when I did it, it was like 14 different sponsored prenatals. And I was like, okay, well, that's not helpful to the general public. Yeah. What foods can I eat without like having to buy a prenatal? You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
And then finally, let's address a common question. How long do dietary changes take to influence fertility, or like really take place to like really nourish the body, or, get the house nice and tidy for your guests to be? It can take up to 90 days for an egg to mature. So the diet and lifestyle may impact your fertility for about 3 months. So that means it's beneficial to really start prepping nutritionally well before you start planning to conceive. So even if babies are well off into your future, it's nice to have it kind of in the back of your mind and just start really thinking. It's always good to start thinking for the future, kind of.
You just have a good foundation to build off of. Like, exactly. I prefer rock over sand.
That's such a good point.
Yeah.
I love that. If you're working to improve your fertility, being consistent with these dietary and lifestyle changes is key. Over time, a well-rounded diet that supports hormonal balance and nutrient intake can be a powerful way to support your reproductive health. Nutrition plays a very, very impactful role in fertility, from essential nutrients like folate, omega-3s, to healthy lifestyle habits that support hormonal balance. Whether you're planning to conceive or you just want to optimize your reproductive health, small changes in your diet can have long-lasting effects.
Love it.
I think that was good.
Thank you so much for the education.
Yeah, I think that was really good.
Spoke to me.
I feel like you and I are in this season of life, babies. I already have a baby, but my husband and I, you know, like, you never know what's in the future. Yeah. And I mean, we're in a monogamous relationship. Like, babies are always on the forefront of our minds. And like, we have friends who are in that season of life. You're in that season of life. So I just feel like it's very educational to have that, and now we have it in our pocket of libraries.
And for anybody who's going through fertility journey and just trying to conceive journey, sending so much love to you and support
and baby dust.
Yes. Love it. It's an exciting time. So
it's a very exciting season, and
now you have all this information.
Yes. Go take your
love
prenatal.
It. Go get your cold water fish
and get your serum vitamin D levels checked.
True. Yes.
Yeah. All quick
of it.
Blood draw. Yeah.
Love it.
All
Yay.
right. Well, I guess with that,
you've been dished.
You've been dished.